Hey guys, what's up? This is my review for The Last of Us Episode 1. This video will have spoilers, so here's a warning about that. So yeah, first of all, let me just get out of the way. So I have not played the Last of Us games. I know the basic story of The Last of Us. I know it's about, zombie apocalypse, all that kind of stuff. I sort of know the story of The Last of Us 2 because I did watch some gameplay of that like a few years back when it came out. So yeah, I'm familiar with the characters and I'm familiar with the basic story, right? But not to the point where it's spoilers. So yeah, I haven't played the games, but I very much know the story, roughly. Okay, I'm familiar. But anyway, so yeah, I've been very excited for this show, right? Everybody has. I mean, like, this is HBO's next big show. Like, they have White Lotus, they had House of the Dragon. So, like, this is the next big show, and the show is going to be big. So, they released their first episode earlier today, and it was 85 minutes long. And I am happy to say that I really, really enjoyed it. Now, I reckon I did have, like, my only problem with it is that sometimes it got a little bit hard to follow what was going on, and some stuff was not explained very well, and it did get a little bit slow after the first like half an hour. Just for like 20 minutes it got a little bit slow, but that would be like my only complaint. I really enjoyed it. I think Pedro Pascal is doing a really good job as Joel, and Bella Ramsey is doing a really good job as Ellie. She is like she obviously looks very different from Ellie does in the games, but she's doing a good job. She was great in Game of Thrones. They were both great in Game of Thrones. So yeah, she's doing good. We didn't get too much further this episode, but yeah, she's doing a good job. I know there's a lot of controversy surrounding her casting, but I think she's doing a good job. But anyway, yeah, I really enjoyed it. That opening scene, like opening sequence, like the first half an hour, was fucking incredible. Like, it was incredible, This episode made me. Okay, so I've had the first Last of Us remastered game in my like library on my PS5 for like not a year, maybe like half a year, right? And I just never got around to playing it. But this game made me want to play it, so I played all the way up until the end of what the first episode was adapting, and also more. But I don't want to. The thing is, it's a really good game, so I don't want to keep playing because I'm just going to spoil the show for myself. But at the same time, it's a really good game, so I want to keep playing. But like, yeah, so maybe what I'll do is I'll just play every episode that I watch as the episodes go past. Maybe I'll just do that. I don't know. But yeah, so that's how impressed I was. I feel like that opening was so good. That whole scene where they're driving through the town and the plane crashes and all the people are running around, just really cool. And so well done. That whole bit was so tense. The girl who plays Sarah does a really good job. I forgot her name, but obviously in the game, spoiler for the game, Sarah, Joel's daughter, dies like at the beginning of the apocalypse. She does a really sad way. Actually, one of the soldiers shoots her basically because they feel like they might be sick, just in case just in case they've got something wrong with them. So yeah, the same. They obviously adapted that for the show, and they did it for the show, and they did such a good job. It was the girl who played Sarah did a really good job. I feel like they spent a lot more time with her this episode than we do in the game. We actually see her like going to fix the watch and going to school and all that. So yeah, that was really good. They did a really good job with that, making it way more emotional than it was in the game, and it was still emotional in the game. But yeah, really good job. That whole opening was just incredible. So yeah, but I do feel like it just as soon as that opening, like the first half an hour ended, it got a little bit slow for like the next 15 to 20 minutes, and a lot of the stuff they're talking about was just like going over my head. Maybe it's me, I don't know. I seem to have this problem with a lot of stuff where I don't understand exactly what's happening. By the end of the episode, I did understand what was going on. They have to take Ellie across to the west or something to where they're making a vaccine because she's immune to the clickers, basically. Is that what they call it? It's clickers, yeah. Well, it's weird because they seem to call all these zombies clickers in this game. I mean, in this show, but in the game, the clickers are only a certain type. So I wonder if that's just for I wonder if they've changed that or not. But the zombies look really good. We didn't really get much of a look of the zombies in this episode, but the ones we did see looked really, really good. That one that was like up against the wall, melted into the wall. Oh, it looks so good. It looks practical. I know that the zombies are going to be practical in this show, and yeah. One thing I also love is you know, this goes back to the games as well, but something I love about The Last of Us is that it's really based in reality. The zombies are like from a fungus. They like come from a fungus, right? But it's a real fungus that it actually affects ants. They talked about that in the start of the episode, and I looked it up after, and I was like, that's a real thing. What he's talking about, how it's a fungus that infects ants and basically just controls it and makes the ant do whatever the fungus wants. And he was like, if it spreads to humans, we'd lose. And I was like, that's really fucking compelling, because this is real. Like, that's a real thing. It's not like supernatural, like bodies like rising from the dead, you know, like rising from the graves, reanimation. It's like a real fungal infection thing. And in today's world with the pandemic and all that, it's more relevant now than it was in 2013 when it first came out. So yeah, I wonder if they will do a season 2. I feel like the show's gonna be big, right? So they might, but the only thing is, if they do a season 2, they will have to adapt the second game, which is like 20 years after the first game, roughly. I can't remember. It's a long time after the first game, so that will probably be a little jarring for viewers. But yeah, so we've still got more to come in this show. We've got Murray Bartlett and Nick Offerman coming, playing Bill and Frank, who I'm not got up to that bit in the game. I'm going to wait to finish playing the game, because the game is so good. But I've learned who those characters are through like watching videos and stuff. They are both terrific. Murray Bartlett's really great in White Lotus. As you know, he's like on fire right now, even though that came out like 2 years ago. And Nick Offerman is just always great. So it's going to be really good to see those two actors again. I'm very excited for their episode. I think their episode is episode 4. I know a lot of the press got 4 episodes early. So yeah, there are people out there who have seen the whole show. There are people out there who have seen 4 episodes, and there's everybody else. So yeah, we do know that Frank and Bill are coming in episode 4, and this was the longest episode. The 85 minutes, it went by so fast. Like, it did not feel like nearly an hour and a half. It was actually crazy. Like, I paused it to like get up and use the bathroom or whatever, and I was already 40 minutes in. I was like, what? Like, if this was a normal episode, it'd be basically over. And I was like, just started. So it fucking flew by. It's gonna be really jarring for me to get to these next episodes, and for it to be like 45 minutes or 52 minutes. That will actually very much annoy me. But yeah, so they made one massive change from the game. They got rid of spores and added tendrils. Now, we saw a little bit of tendrils on the old lady at the start, which that was a terrifying scene, by the way, when she was feeding on the I forget her name, Mrs. Adler. When she was feeding on Mrs. Adler, you could see tendrils coming out of her mouth. And I'm assuming that's how it spreads, right? So not through spores, which I do understand why they did that. They don't want to cover up the actors' faces in gas masks the whole time. So I understand why they did that. And I feel like that's also a good idea. It's a good idea because spores would be hard to like convey on screen, right? Rather than just like a bunch of VFX, which is what they would have to do. They can just do it practical. So yeah, and I haven't played the games all the way through, so I'm not really upset with this change. So yeah, I'm excited to see the rest of the show. I think the actors are doing a good job. I think Bella Ramsey is really good as Ellie. There is a lot of controversy, but she's doing a good job. It's not all about appearance, Just because she doesn't look like Ellie from the games, it doesn't really mean anything, to be honest. I mean, she's a good actress. She's doing a good job. She's capturing her personality. I mean, like, from what I've seen so far. And yeah, so she's doing good. She is. I'm happy with her casting, and we'll see how she goes. Yeah, I wonder if Tess. I know she's in next episode, but I'm pretty sure. See, the thing about this show is that we're gonna meet characters and then they're gonna go away. So Tess, I don't think we're gonna see after episode 2. I mean, I have not played the game, but I'm pretty sure I remember the actress saying in like an interview that she's not gonna be in every episode. But yeah, I know that that's gonna happen. So like Bill and Frank are only gonna be in 1 episode or 2. But yeah, anyway. That's it for my review of The Last of Us Episode 1. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below. Did you like the episode? Did you not? Are you excited for the rest? And will you be watching? And thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.